Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a while. For those of you, this is your first time being here, welcome to my Shonen channel where I talk about everything pertaining to animation and comics and art, illustrations. And I also give free art lessons on here as well. In this video, I wanted to show my process on how I create comics and also share a little bit about the comic that I've been working on. So, as you can see, this character looks a little bit like Princess Peach. And just to give my little history on why I'm producing this comic. So this is a comic series I created called Princess Bombshell. I created it because as a child, I grew up on a lot of Nintendo games. So I'm like a huge Nintendo fan. And one of the games I used to play a lot was Mario. And the thing about Mario is that I just like all their character designs. I think Mario character designs are really cool. Two of my favorite character designs are Princess Peach and Daisy. I like to use them in Smash Brothers a lot. So I created my own version of them with this character named Princess Bombshell, who has the ability to pull out bombs anytime she wants. Originally, this story was supposed to be a comic strip, but then later I decided to turn it into a regular comic book format. So one of the things that I like to do is after I have roughed out all my pages as thumbnail sketches, I take those thumbnail sketches and I enlarge them, and then I start turning them into finalized sketches or finalized pencils. That's what I'm doing right here with this pose. I'm actually like cleaning it up and fixing it up so it'll be comic page ready. And I like doing it this way because in my opinion, it's just easier for me. Everything's pretty much laid out for you and all you're doing is just going in there and fixing things up. Sometimes people like to just redraw everything by referencing the thumbnail sketches. That way it's fine also. So it's whichever way works for you. I do it like this because I'm going to make a very super rough version of it anyway. So why not just take those super roughs and just enlarge them and clean it up and fix it up until it's how it's supposed to be. Of course, you can't do that with every rough out panel because sometimes some panels are just there just to give you the idea of what's supposed to be happening inside the panel. Like I'll have a panel that's supposed to have action in it, and you'll probably see me just draw like a whole bunch of action lines happening everywhere, or like you'll see like a sword whipping everywhere if the person has a weapon like a sword or anything. And it's just to let me know that this scene or this panel is for a very cool action scene. So of course you wouldn't be able to take a panel like that and fix it up until it's how it's supposed to be. Most likely you'll be redrawing that panel. Creating comics is a good thing. If you haven't created a comic before, I would recommend that you try creating one on your own as an illustrator. I always tell my students, if you really want to see your skill level, create a couple of comic pages. The thing about making comic pages is that it really exposes what you need to work on or things that you probably have trouble doing or never drew before. In most cases, it requires you to draw all kinds of poses and backgrounds and using color if your comic is in color. And it just overall reveals where your skill level is at. Matter of fact, since we're on the topic of improving your skill, I wanted to address a particular advice that's been given to artists that's been getting a lot of negative feedback from young aspiring artists. When professional artists are asked how to get better at drawing or how to improve your skill, most oftentimes you will hear them say, keep drawing. And I'm always hearing from young aspiring illustrators like, what, keep drawing? That's all they say, keep drawing? What does that mean? What do I keep drawing? And to be honest with you, I just want to elaborate more on that. It really is just as simple as keep drawing. It's just like when you're learning how to ride a bike, and I said this in one of my other videos, you have to keep working at it and keep working at it to get better at it. You didn't just grab a bike and automatically know how to do that. If you did, you're some sort of a child genius. So the same thing with art, okay, or anything in life. You want to get good at something, you have to keep doing it, and over time you're going to get better. With that being said, it doesn't mean that it has to take a long time. With the whole keep drawing thing, it's a matter of what are you working on? What are you drawing continuously? And you have to use reference. If you're bad with drawing hands, get a bunch of different styles of hands or just get a bunch of pictures of hands and start drawing hands so you can get better at it. It really doesn't have to take a long time. It's just your skills is going to improve over time. but you have to know what you need to work on, what you need to practice. It's just like anybody that's like a professional fighter. They can get in the ring and they could have like weak defense, or they're not good at endurance. So what do? They train for those things. They build their endurance. They practice running more and being able to last longer, or they practice defense. You know, they figure out how to block or how to maneuver around attacks and things like that. It's the same thing with art. You can keep drawing, but it doesn't mean that those things that you're weak in, or those areas that you are weak in, is going to improve automatically by you drawing continuously. And I also seen this with artists. There'll be artists that actually struggle with like a certain body part and they never fix that. So what they do is they just get good at drawing that area of that person's body bad. You know, and I know it sounds weird me saying it, but maybe one day you'll have to see what I'm talking about in order to really understand. Like there's artists out there that just not really good at taking feedback, and when you try to tell them like, hey, you know, you probably should improve in this area, either they know it all or they don't want to hear it, and you'll just see them get better at drawing, but that particular area just never changes. You know, like either they have like really large forearms, or really tiny heads, or whatever it is. You know, they just never really fixed that area. They just got better at drawing that area or that character bad in that style. But you know, that's another story. But like when artists say keep drawing, you know, it is just that simple. You have to draw a lot, but get in the habit of drawing different things or working on particular areas that you are weak in. And another thing is that you kind of have to like want to draw or like to draw. For people to respond negatively to that comment makes me question, like, well, why is that even an issue? Like, keep drawing, like that shouldn't even be a bother. You should actually embrace that, like, oh, okay, yeah, well, I like to draw anyway. So I'll just use myself for example. When I was a kid, I was actually the worst artist in my household. Everyone knew how to draw better than me when I was younger, but I didn't really care. I just wanted to draw. So what I did was I used to just make my own comics and all kinds of things because I just like cartoons and I like to draw. So, you know, if you're thinking about like, well, if that's even a question in your head of like, keep drawing, well, how long will that take, or how long does that to be? Maybe you need to question like, do you even like doing this? Do you even like to draw? You have to be passionate about things. Even when for me, when I'm teaching my class, I always tell my students, this is a class that requires you to draw a lot. Okay, all my animation students, always let them know this is a class that requires you to draw a lot. So just make sure that you are in this and that you are passionate about doing this and not just doing it so you can have an extra ability, because it's tedious and it requires a lot of drawing, and you will get tired of drawing if you're not passionate about it. So just keep that in mind. You have to like it. Maybe you're not that interested in art or something, you know. So that's all I wanted to share with you in this video. Practice doing comic pages and continue to draw, work on those areas that you're weak in. And yeah, this is my comic, Princess Bombshell. I want to have these first 3 pages done pretty soon. I'm looking to maybe have them done in January sometime, because they're very close to being done. I just wanted to like show this character off and show my appreciation for the Mario series. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time. If you enjoyed this video, then hit that like and subscribe button. You can also check out some of my other videos. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestions for future videos you would like to see me do. Thank you for watching, and God bless.